shit, what is it?
So we're being live streamed now, according to.
It's
According
setting,
to
it's setting up on YouTube Live as we speak. So there's a couple things. And here we go. So just be a moment. Shit, what is it? Oh, geez.
Yeah, you have.
Now.
Yes, you have to mute yourself on something.
It's setting up. Okay, I think that that's the piece that I need. All right, so you guys, we are live. And I think I muted the wrong thing, so hold on, I can't hear you, Jolene.
Okay.
Oh, there you are. Okay, I think that that's the piece that I need. All right, so you guys, we are live. And
No, we can't hear you, Michelle.
I can't hear you.
I forgot how to mute. Thank you for your patience, anyone who's joining us right now.
No, we can't hear you, Michelle.
I can't hear you.
Oh.
You just muted yourself again.
Yeah, you muted yourself.
Forgot how to mute. Okay. So thank you for your patience, anyone who's joining us right now. Okay, so there is a small delay. Oh my God.
You just muted yourself again.
Yeah, you muted yourself.
So thank you for your patience, anyone who's joining us right now. Okay, so there is okay. It says I'm not muted. Okay.
Just mute yourself.
Okay. All
What
right.
do you have YouTube on? I think you need to mute that.
Okay. YouTube says I'm not muted. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the piece. I missed it earlier. Okay, so we got it.
Let's write it down.
Okay, so now we're gonna officially say hi, y'all. I've got some really great friends with me here today. Co-collaborators, pillars of the new earth. We are missing Miss Trisha, but I have Jolene here. Jolene, can you say hi to everybody?
Hi, everybody.
And then we have Jackie. Miss Jackie, say hi to everyone.
Hello, everyone.
So, it's been a minute since we have done this from Zoom. So thank you for your patience. I'm also going to pull you up on my phone because I feel like I get real time
Comments.
Yeah. Okay, we are definitely live, so that's good to know. I'm going to turn that down. Okay. And we do have a couple people with us. So if you're here and you want to say hi, please go ahead and say hello, put your name down, drop it like it's hot, let us know what's up. We are going to open up a conversation today of really just like shooting from the hip. We want to talk about this immersion. So we have this immersion experience coming. How about, Jolene, I throw you into that. Tell everyone a little bit about what that's all about, if you wouldn't mind.
About the immersion itself?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, it is a time for us to just connect to others that are like-minded, spiritually speaking. And it's also a time for us to kind of get deep with who we are, how we connect to our spirituality, and be willing to be open to new insights about ourselves. I think that's how I see it. That's my experience with it.
Yeah, I love that. And Jackie, you were actually, we all met you at our last experience, which we called the retreat, the Pillars of the Light retreat. We've switched the word to immersion. So you were there. We were so blessed to have met you there, and we all morphed and asked you to kind of step up and join us on this. So can you kind of take us from that, like, what's that whole thing about for you? And, kind of like, I think you have a very beautiful view is that you came and now you're participating on the other side. So
Mhm.
I'd love for
Yeah.
you to share that view.
Okay. Yeah. Kind of the journey around going as a participant. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah, I went to the retreat, which felt much more like an immersion
Yes.
and immersion explosion. And I mean, you all held the space in such an incredible way that I felt like I could do my work there. So I did. I stepped in um, and got to read people, got to work with people who were channeling. Michelle, you had your whole thing come up. Like I loved the way that you created that. It felt I've been to so many different spiritual retreats in different roles and therapy retreats and yeah, and it just there was something about it where I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I can go into download and just allow myself to be tech support in whatever ways needed for people. This is amazing." And then you all were incredibly supportive and um and, and gave me a lot of like just yeah, it just felt really good. It felt um I felt reflected and more importantly, I felt like I could do my work in a way that was really held without holding on to all the energy myself. That was another big piece. And then yeah, and then the journey now of being able to hopefully create even more of that space for people who are at the immersion, yeah, souls that are at the immersion, and just see what everybody needs. I call it like the original gangster wounds, like
Yeah.
origin wounds. Like see what I can help with, see how me and the download and what's connected there can help. I'm excited to bring in. I was telling you, Michelle, and you, Jolene, I'm excited to bring in my old therapy background. I haven't been excited about bringing that in for a little while, but I'm looking forward to that too.
Can I interrupt you for just a second?
Yeah, I rapped, so of course.
Well, first of all, I want to let you guys know that Susan is here, and Susan was the very first person to sign up for the immersion, so she will be there in April.
Cool. All right.
So shout out to Susan.
Shout out, Susan.
Um, and also, like, Jolene, I'm gonna share something about, because like you really wowed us at the retreat, how you just, like, in a lot of ways, I think so many of us knew that there was going to be so much energy when we got together. It's like a
Mhm.
lot of people in spirituality are kind of working in that virtual space, right? But like when we came into this physicality, like it was like, what the what? And it's just like activations
Yeah.
going on. And what super was super impressive about you, so I just wanted to share something that you, like, of course, you blow my socks off. So happy to connect with you. I know I already told her we are dear friends, but what's amazing is like lifetime friends, besties.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We've been through this many times together, which is just so super cool. And what really blew me away about you in particular, and I want to share this because I think it has, I want to brag on you, but also it has so much relevance to what we're doing, okay, to what we're doing at this is um is you, like, because I know you're a like traditionally you've worked in therapy, so
Mhm.
you've worked in that mental space, right? But what like blew me away is how you took those skills and you morphed them and you mashed them with your spirituality. And just me witnessing you
Mhm.
allowed me, and you already know this, but I want to share this, allowed me in particular at that retreat to step into something that I didn't even know was possible.
Mm. Mm. Hmm.
So, Jolene, what do you think about all that as we're like kind of connecting the dots and trying our best to kind of transfer, right? Trying to bring it to the
Oh,
screen here.
yeah, I mean, in a sense, that's what we all did for each other, right?
Yes.
Because, you know, we activate each other and then we allow each other, hey, I mean, there were times where we're both working together on with someone who's going through it, Um, Jackie too came in and was helping.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
helping one tap while you're doing something energetically. We're doing some tapping and So yeah, I just think it's cool because we all have a piece of the puzzle, right?
Yeah.
We
I
all
love
have kind of piece. And I think that's really kind of what our goal is with this thing, right? It's to show our puzzle pieces authentically so that others can now step into their own puzzle piece. Does that make sense?
Oh, that's
Mhm.
such a beautiful visual. I love that. Like in my mind's eye, I'm getting like the pillars, kind of like those corners. You know how you can find that, like you dump a
Yeah, you find
puzzle.
the corners for the
Yeah.
puzzle. That's how.
And it's like the very first thing you do, right, you guys, is you get all the pieces on the outside and you get the framework, right?
Right.
And then to have a couple days to kind of do the meat and potatoes and kind of lock in this little piece and that little piece. Wow, that's a super dope visual to
Mhm.
think about, actually. So we're gonna be doing, it's gonna be a really amazing event. I do like to let's be a little transparent about really first of all, like, why Utah. When we were actually in Houston, I think it's important, and we want to do a shout out to Nicoletta, who was part of that also, and we like all kind of fed off of each other. And Houston came in a big way, and it came in, not like, you're from Houston, and
Yeah.
Trish is not far, so some people might think that's why we went there. I mean, that was a bonus for you guys, but we were really um getting to be where the eclipse energies were.
Mhm.
So, it's like the previous eclipse. So like right before, so there was an eclipse that happened before we got together. I think it was like 2 weeks before, if I remember correctly. And that was the solar eclipse, that actually Utah was in the pathway of that. So it was in the direct pathway of that. So it's just kind of interesting. Before that, Houston was in the pathway. So Jolene, do you kind of remember like some of the reasons? Like, I mean, I just remember it came in like a wrecking ball for us, which, yeah, I'm laughing about that phrasing right now. Like a wrecking ball, right?
I had to. I had to
we all
combine.
we all really wanted to go to the mountain. We were all getting the
You
mountains,
were, yeah.
and we kind of went around uh, different ideas, which I think eventually some of those other ideas will come into play in
Mhm.
the future. Um, but yeah, uh, just slowly we kind of meditated on it, talked to each other, and then we chose Utah.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
none of us really knew really anything about Utah.
no, I think Mormon country when I think of Utah, which that's not all it is, but you know,
Right. Well, right. We had kind of meant, we were talking about that piece, and then we were finding out, and Susan's from Utah, so she'll be able to kind of,
Oh, wow. Cool.
I think she's from the other side, like Moab. Susan, let me know if that's kind of right. Um, so But anyway, what came through once we decided, we were like, okay, this is right. And then things kind of started to filter in about why Utah is so special. And I wanted to share that because I know that some of the pieces that came in as I was, getting things ready. We all have different jobs, right? And this is how we work together. We make the puzzle piece come together for each of us. So I was getting some channels from Spirit about why Utah, and I think we should mention that because it is really unique. I was channeling specifically that being the year of the dragon, and that the dragons and the mountains, they have a very special relationship. Does that mean anything to you actually? Oh wait, who's here? Susan says best mountains in the world, Salt Lake. Okay, that's amazing. So Jackie, when I say that, like dragon and mountain, is that like, how does that feel for you? Like, what comes up when you mention that?
There's that merge thing that you and I talked about. So this, and then something about when you were talking about the mountains, and Susan, even when you said that, something about this convergence, merge, yeah, and elements. When you talked about the dragons and the mountains, elements, it allows for all elementals, all elements to be honored, respected, seen, fire, earth, air. I don't know, I got really excited just now.
Love it.
A bunch that I'm not naming because I don't have the verbal language yet. And that's okay. And then also just this sense of my own connection right now with dragon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're the dragon. What
I'm
about
the
you, Jolene? Go ahead.
You said woo woo with the hand. Jolene, what happened?
year of the dragon, so it's a special year for me.
Yeah, yeah. And there's something about the dragon too that came up and is about, and the mountains, and about, if you think about the climb, okay, like I love that Miley song. Oh my God. The climb. Okay, you can belt that out. So good. And it's just like really kind of staying focused on the journey, right? But there's something really magical about this dragon and mountain, and it's been coming through really steadily about how the dragons have the ability, when you combine the elements, like you said, Jackie, and like the year of the dragon, Jolene, like being able, instead of to climb up, to traverse through, to, tra-
Mhm.
to traverse through. And this just seems like a really magical time and a magical place to do that, because you have those elements coming together. So that was part of the channeled message that I had received, and I shared with the girls, and they resonated. Like, really, any chance you can get to the mountains, y'all, this year, through next January, it's really kind of like a safe haven for like that dragon spirit, which is really being highlighted. And really, like, there are like, anyone who's scrolling around, ladies, are you scrolling around and people are just talking about dragons left and right? Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. And it's really awesome. Now, so I love that little tie-in together. But specifically, also Salt Lake City is also known for their salt. So another part of the channel message was coming through is like the solar energies kind of like touch those mountain caps. They've gone through the thaw, okay? They're thawing as we speak. And those waters are coming down from the mountains. They're rushing over. They're doing the thing that water does, right? And it leaves these little deposits here and there. And it all comes into the Salt Lake, which is the largest salt lake reservoir in the world. I don't know if you knew that, but it's a very unique spot. And it kind of goes there. And the air is literally salty. It's like being in a huge salt bath. So has anybody taken one of those recently?
Not really, but I ran out of my I have my eucalyptus mint salt. that I
That's I
use.
have the eucalyptus mint too. That's funny.
Oh,
Ah, shedding. Yeah.
So what's really cool about that is, like being in a salt bath, it just kind of instantly really kind of helps you ground, right? And so it's like it was really talking a lot about like your breath and that your breath will be grounding and just breathing.
salt
Okay.
is very thing, and it preserves. I'm getting preserves right now because I feel like what what we are gifted is going to be preserved. That's what I'm hearing right now.
Beautiful. I love that.
There's also something about the when you said the salt bath and I was imagining like being immersed in it, like there's
Yes.
something about buoyancy as well, like being as you're
Yeah,
shedding, as you're releasing, there's this
like,
sense of floating, right? Like being and that support in that buoyancy.
yeah,
I like that. Yeah, just that feels like part of the, at least for me, that feels so important as part of the immersion is I guess in a weird way, how can I as a spirit and a soul be part of being the salt bath?
Yeah, because it's like it holds you up. And like literally Salt Lake is divided. If you don't know this, I was blown away. It's like one side is pink and one side is blue green.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yep.
And so there's a highway in between. So there's this division and it's literally like the type of algae, but one side is more like you said buoyant. So it's like one side you float because that salt holds you up.
Hmm.
And so I love that visual. And so really and that's where we're getting is like you're going to be more in tune with your dragon, your divine feminine, which is going to allow you because of what like the process is. We receive and then we take action, which is the masculine piece. It's very healing to the divine masculine, but this is because the feminine's going to be held. So what does that mean, Jolene, for people who come? I mean, to me, it just sounds like the most right time, right place to heal all the wounds.
About coming into balance between both energies, I think, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And we're talking like, mission possible, like changing experiences. The people that are going to come to this, it's coming in right now. It's just like you've had many of you have had very dreary experiences. Many of you have had experiences that haven't really materialized, master-sized. Can I say that? I'm going to say it. But it's like you've gotten so close. It's like you hold the key, you have the hope, you have the skills, but it's like for some reason it just kind of flipple flopples. Have you ever seen that show? Oh man, what's that show? Nailed It. Okay, that's like what's coming up here. So if I took a picture of a cake and all three of us made it, like okay, oh my God, we'll have to share. I'm gonna share this on my wall. This is a funny nailed it. It's coming to my mind's eye, this meme. Have you guys ever seen the meme of the people who try to make the lamb cake for Easter?
No.
No. Mm-mm.
Oh my God. So they basically have this like collage of like, because of course it's not going to turn out. You could have 20 people have the same recipe. You have 20 people have the same exact recipe, the same exact mold, the same exact ingredients. And you're going to get 20 different cakes. And some of them look like cows. I swear one looked like a frog. I mean, it was like so jacked up. It's so funny. I'm gonna have to do that. But it kind of feels like what's going to happen at this immersion is that other piece of being able to focus, being able to really kind of, and that's what I think is really great. Number one, just kind of going to something like this is like you saw my daughter Jordan. It's like you can get away from the everyday.
Right. The noise,
Yeah, the
you know.
noise, the distractions.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the distractions. Yeah.
So, so right before we came on live, we were kind of talking about like some of the key concepts. So we thought we kind of chat with you guys a little bit about that. Because we each kind of are everything's really channeled. That's kind of how we all work. Wouldn't you guys agree? And what's amazing is we kind of like channel, we don't even know we're doing it. You get insights off each other and then it rolls,
Hmm.
Just so dope, actually. It's like a good way to play telephone without getting the wrong message. You get a stronger message, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because we're not whispering it, we're being forthright. And that's really kind of how the immersion's going to be. Like, I just want to tell you, first of all, like, we are you and you are us. Like, we're nothing special, but yet we are. And so are you. Um, but I think that's what's really cool is we're just kind of um, taking our own experiences and bringing it to the forefront, and it seems to resonate with where people are. So with that being said, Jolene, would you mind kind of a little bit, we were talking about a little bit about where you're going. Like, we don't want you to tell everybody what's up, but like what it's feeling like, what's on your sleeve, what's coming in for you to be sharing at the immersion. um
I definitely am connecting with uh the laws of Ma'at, the laws of God, or 11 laws of God that she has. But it's not going to be fully all about that because there's going to be an aspect of it that is about coming into uh, your divinity, your authentic self, your complete self, and um, also how that affects community, right? So there's going to be an aspect to it that I bring in with that, and I'm sure there's going to be more to that I download as well. So, but that's the basic idea of what I'll be talking about.
Very cool. Very cool. And I know, can I even mention the anything about candle right now?
Sure.
Okay. Because I love that, Jackie, you were bringing up elements. And when we were in Houston, we were totally feeling like the water elements and the air elements while we were there. And now going into Utah, we're definitely feeling the air and fire, and like how that comes together, because literally can't have fire without oxygen, right? It's impossible. So how air, the wind, the north, and then like the west, it's like this northwest, and this direction. Okay, I'm getting off topic. This direction really speaks about really also like North Node. I don't know why, but this is all coming through in real time. But with that, but with that, you've been working on a new project, right?
Sorry, my son was talking to me and interrupted.
That's what it was. Said. Hi, Seth. Yes.
That's, I'm
So
like
I
live.
was just
Um,
talking about, we had this idea of what we wanted to do, and then like I love some of the work that you've been coming into. Would you mind sharing just a little
oh
bit? It's the beginning stages.
yes, I'm creating a line of candles and essential oils, but uh, definitely feel there's a lot of fire coming in for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. But I am connecting to the angels, so I'm making my candles according to different angels that are coming in. So
And I know we talked about that key piece, and I love it, and it's going to be a word I correlate with you for a while, essence.
Yeah.
So, what does essence mean to you before we head over to Jackie? Because I know she's dying to share the whole Northwest kind of thing. I already know it.
You know, I I should have really said that when I was saying coming into your divinity, because that's really kind of where I was going with, like, what is your soul essence?
Oh, I love it. Ooh, it feels so
I just
juicy.
Yeah,
people
you see.
have all these labels, mother, sister, girlfriend, wife, whatever you want to label, right? But what's your soul essence? Let's get deep. Let's go there, you know?
That is deep. Essence is like very deep. What does that mean to you, Jackie? When we say essence, what comes?
Well, what came in actually is I was thinking the splintering thing we talked about again, the soul
Right.
splinters. And so helping support extraction or completion or putting a little salve there once the splinter gets pulled, and then allowing for that infusion of essence. Like, what is the true essence of someone's soul?
Right.
What is their, yeah, just I don't know. It was more of a sense. It was more of a, like, I almost could touch it. Yeah, I'm like touching my fingertips. I was seeing a lot of different colors, a lot of different ways that these souls will be able to, they'll feel infused. There'll be clarity that comes. There'll be, some crap that needs to get purged, probably, right?
That's,
So that they're truly connecting to essence, whatever
yeah.
that means for each person. Yeah.
Right.
I can't define that, but
Yeah.
what's that, Jolene? You cut out. What is it?
I said, yeah, it's going to be different for each person, but let's all go there, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Our own
Yeah,
unique way.
we're going there.
And that's the best part of the immersion, don't you think, guys think, is like the little nuggets that you grab in observation, in collaboration, in coalition, in tribe. It's like you can't bottle that. It's like real time learning and real time mastery. Um, which is just so dynamic. So it's like the words are being deliberate because it's just like we want to try and paint a picture a little bit of what for you to expect, right? So, okay, that sounds really good. I'm super excited, Jolene, for that.
Mhm.
Oh man, it's gonna be so awesome. And I know Jackie, she's all excited because what you did at the retreat, what really blew our mind. Well, first of all, it was the very first thing we changed. We did two things I think before we even got home, we made two changes. And the first one was we switched it to an immersion. Because when you say the word retreat and when you say the word immersion, they give you a different vibration and frequency. And so we
Mhm.
wanted that to kind of hit home because I think retreat really elicits the thought. And Jolene, you really brought this up when we came home, and it was so thoughtful because when you think of retreat, it's like, oh, I get to pull back, I get to kind of hide away, I get to recover and recoup. And, in a lot of ways, that is exactly what did not happen. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, it happened in some ways, but it was really like, honestly, we found that there was just a lot really that happened in a good way for all of us. So the other thing we decided is, man, we need to have a healing room. And so, Jackie, you're going to be like, you're in charge of the healing room. So, like,
I am bring it on.
so what does this mean to you? And what are you already feeling? And I know that you're really tapped into this. So, like, what are you already seeing happening in that healing room? Of course, we can until we get there, but I know you've got some feels. So
I
let's
have
hit.
some feels, yeah. I noticed my whole body change positions. Even when you said in charge, I'm like, no, whatever's happening for the person or the energetics or whatever's coming in for them around download, that's what's going to, like, that's what's going to be in charge. Yeah. And then I make this joke about, I don't know, I just feel excited about, okay, this room, I'm picturing the room, I'm imagining like, oh, how can it feel sacred, safe? All these words are pretty loaded. Um, so they're not exactly right, but how can each individual feel held as needed in this healing room? For whatever's getting kicked up, whatever comes forward. And then I kept getting this like soul autonomy, how to support soul autonomy in this healing space. It might actually physically be a room, it might be a space that's created.
Right.
And I kind of get excited. I don't want to be in charge. I just want to be energy tech support for whatever.
I'll be over here.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'll be, I mean, hey, if if somebody's needing that, then cool, then we can roll with that. But but a big part of me is like, no, how to create again, the salt bath is coming up again.
Yeah.
Or sometimes like being in yeah. I'm getting a lot of different images now. I'm getting kind of like space and deprivation tank and being in an abyss and being supported in that, feeling adrift, but also connecting with yourself and your soul. So a lot coming in quickly. Yeah. Obviously, you can tell.
Yeah. Like the word that keeps coming up, because like I swear I can hear you. But the word that's coming up is, like on a lot of different things, people are like, it's gonna be so exclusive, but actually I'm getting inclusive.
Inclusive. Yeah.
Inclusive. I think we've invented some new words today already. I love it.
Oh, and
So
even the words yeah, because like retreat, no, that's not what this feels like. There's like immersion feels like the people who will be there literally will have their own intentions around how they want their souls to develop, grow, shed, crap, whatever they need to do.
yeah, whatever they need to do to get, like, to be honest, to get on mission, because we need
Yeah.
you. We need you. And that's, I love that. It's like we're rebuilding like this new tapestry. So we do have quite a few people on with us. We got about 6 people on with us, and I want to say thank you so much for being here. I can tell you're out there listening. How about some questions for us? How about you drop it like it's hot? And I don't mean give me 20. How about how about you drop a couple questions? We'd love to really narrow it in. While we do that, I'm going to just share a little bit about the piece that I'm being led to share, and it sounds really exciting. And also, for all of us, I just want to, that this is a work in progress, right? So this is how it was for us last time too. So I just want to be transparent that we are all, you know, involved in guiding you. But what's really interesting is we are just as inclusive of the collective thoughts of who's going to be there and how that comes into our consciousness and how that evolves into what we're led to share, right? So I'm getting a lot about sharing. It feels so timely um, because there's something going on in the collective, and I think it's like what I mean by this is maybe an increased sensitivity. Okay, people are noticing a little bit different things a little bit more, and so what I'm going to be chatting about as a sensitive myself, I think we're all sensitives here, but I definitely consider myself a sensitive, like like the princess and the pea. Yeah, it's like, oh, it just didn't feel right. What's going on? That's kind of like, that's kind of what drives me. And then there's this curiosity in it, and I kind of allow it to take me for a ride. But what I'm going to be really talking about is shadow work and alchemy and what that means for you personally. Okay. And I feel it almost feels emotional actually. There's like, it's not a heaviness. It's kind of like, wow, I can actually feel like being able to share this. I was telling the girls before we came on, it's like a shadow testimony. And it feels like it feels like it has so much purpose, because when you start getting into like these uniqueness about yourself, when you start getting in touch with that soul essence, but you see the connection of the shadow. And I want to be very candid and also give props to both of these girls right here, because you guys are the two that really deserve it. Is you've really taught me personally how to really embrace the shadow. And it's like the first instinct, and I'm not even joking, is to run. It's like the shadow comes, and Jolene knows this firsthand. Oh, thank you for talking me off that ledge, woman. Woo. So many years ago. And it's just been such a process. And I really look forward to sharing it, because it's been really, really deep. And it's kind of like, once you start to shadow dance, ladies, you probably know this. Once you start to shadow dance, you can go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And this is what I'm really looking forward to talk about, because a lot of the shadows actually, can I say this, Jackie? I'm asking you because you've been helping me get tech support on this. They really haven't been 100% about me. And so that's kind of the beautiful piece that I think is
Mhm.
going to be really interesting for everybody at the immersion. So, yeah, I heard you, because
Mhm.
everyone's like, oh, well, if it's all about me, these are my shadows. But, sometimes they're not. And sometimes they actually give you, and I've shared this before, the most brilliant pieces of light that you can't get anywhere else. So yeah, that feels really good.
Mhm.
So yeah, so that's what I'm looking forward to sharing. Oh, we have a couple questions.
Cool.
Okay. So, Maria is here. Our friend is here from England, Jackie. She's here.
Oh, hey Maria, you're here. Hi.
Don't worry, we're gonna do this ourselves. She can't wait to go live with me and you. These two did an abundance magnetite, which is last week, and so we're gonna go live with that and share that experience. But she says, an immersive experience, cool. Although I'm an awakened and enlightened soul, will you be helping those for whom are totally unaware of their soul existence and essence? So I think that's really okay. I think there's actually a piece here, is I feel very confident when I say this, and you guys can tell me yes or no, but I think we're exactly meant to work with the awakened souls. What do you think, Jackie?
Mhm.
What
I
do you
think
think?
Yeah.
all, I mean,
All like I'm like all
All,
souls
all
welcome. I don't know. I
inclusive.
feel I feel pretty like when the word inclusive came in. Maria also can Michelle, can you read the question again? Because I feel like I'm missing or
Yeah,
some I didn't quite I
yeah.
want to I want
Let
to
me let me go ahead. An immersive experience, cool. Although I'm an awakened and enlightened soul, will you be helping those of whom that are totally unaware of their soul existence and essence?
There we go. Yeah, the discovery piece.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So that emergence piece, right? Yeah. If someone isn't identifying as necessarily an awakened soul. Um,
Or what the heck that
I,
means.
yeah,
you're
what
coming
does that
to
even mean?
us,
Yeah, exactly. Like,
coming to
well,
our
Marie,
mission, that means you are open to becoming an awakened soul if you aren't already. I
I
would think.
love that. Actually, let's shorten that. You know what? I love what you just said, Jolene, is it, oh my God, I forgot already. Dang it. Is that you're open to becoming. There
Yeah,
it is. You're open to becoming,
right,
whatever that means. And let's finish fill in the blank. I just want to say you're open to becoming who you truly are.
right. And I think
Boom.
really what we're about anyway, right? That's what
Yes. And I just want to be transparent. I had to block. So if you're going to be on here today, I just want to say a shout out to everybody and be inclusive of everybody. But I did hide a comment yesterday, which I don't do. Normally I let comments roll, but I did hide a comment and I wanted to bring it up. I shared that video that I shared with you guys about our immersion, right? Which I thought was a great video. I was like so proud, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to share this." And really, the words around it were, "Hey, everything's been channeled. Where, the when, the what. Okay, now all you have to do is go in and ask, is this for me?" And that was kind of the message that I was sharing with the video, you guys, right? So I would just want to be transparent. Somebody said, "Wow, this sounds really cultish."
Hmm.
Wow.
I
Hmm.
know. I didn't know how to respond to that, and I didn't want to, so I just hit the comment.
Hmm.
And I'm kind of a ride or die when it comes to comments. Like I'm not, but it just kind of felt like, um, and that's a piece that a lot of us probably feel. It's like we have to make those decisions every single day, because as we rise in the light, as we uncover in the discovery, as we integrate the powers of the all, including the shadow, which actually makes us have stronger foundations. Um, I think those kind of comments are going to come, and that in itself is a shadow.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
Yeah.
we can have a list of what a cult is, but we don't need to go there.
We don't
Um,
need to, because the
I
very
don't
first thing,
I we define that at all. But
exactly, because a cult is not going to say, "Hey, the power is all within you," and that's what this Pillars of the New Earth is. That's what we're trying to tell you. Like, yeah, we're guiding this, but like it's about everybody. No one is better than anybody. It's all about stepping into your unique gifts and how that affects all of us, because it does. Like, we all affect each other, right? Susan says people are crazy.
Well, and, like what's coming up for me, even with that comment, is like, what's going on for that person, right? Like, I
Yeah,
just get curious. I'm like, what gets tagged for you around that? What does cult even mean for you? You know, so what's getting tagged? And like, is that something that you want to explore? Or you're like, hell no, I don't want to touch this with a 10-foot pole. Cool,
yeah,
that's your choice, you know? But yeah,
yeah.
that's what immediately came up was like, I wonder what's going on there with them.
I mean, that's what I was wondering too. And I was like, it all came up and it was the only comment. And I was like, I just don't want you to leave any
Sure.
imprints here.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's kind of because it was just kind of felt like, there are some things where you can discuss things, but
Yeah, there's a difference between a deep dive exploration and when someone just wants to blast around being activated, and then it just puts the energy out there and impacts. Yeah.
yeah, very
Huh.
true.
Well, okay. All
Okay,
right, get
so
some reactions.
yeah, so I just thought I'd share that. Okay, Susan says, "Love the shadow. I spent a lot of time there," and she gives three little ghosts. Yeah. And I like that. And it's always going even deeper, right? So, what other questions are coming up for you guys? Like, what if you were gonna go, and you know what, ladies, we've been getting this, and I know Trish has kind of talked about this, and we have no idea how to deal with it yet, but I've had several people that are overseas, like Maria, someone from Norway, a couple other people that are like, it's really impossible for me to fly in. And maybe we can kind of bottle something, right?
I've been have Yeah, this has been coming up for me during nighttime of the people that can't physically actually be there. How can we, I mean, it's called an immersion, right?
Yeah.
And it's this idea of inclusivity. So like
Yeah.
how can we immerse the folks who physically won't be there in body vessel, but in every other way can be?
That, that's
we'll
going to
have
be a little
brains
interesting.
Yeah, I think a storm is in the brewing around this.
Yeah.
It would be cool if we could do a Zoom call or a Zoom
Yeah.
uh video of, some of our sessions or whatever, but we'd have to figure the logistics of that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just keep watch, you guys, because you just never know what these crazy ladies are gonna do. No, not never crazy. Well, maybe a little crazy,
A
okay?
little bit.
Little teeny weensy. Okay, so well, some of the logistics while we're waiting to get some questions here. Okay, indeed, everything should be from a place of love. Yes, my friends, love only, please. And that in itself, oh man, that just takes me to such a interesting place with shadows, to be honest. I look forward to exploring that connection together. So, um, while we're waiting to see if we have any other questions here, is there anything that's coming up, guys, that you want to share? What's coming up on your side? What kind of insights are dropping in? You got anything coming in? Because I definitely, it's coming with purpose. Maybe not. I didn't lose you guys, did I?
asking me
Mm-mm.
Oh,
what
just as like, is anything dropping in like that you would like to share that's coming? Anything dropping in right now while we're waiting to see if there's any other questions to come up? Anything that's on your heart that you want to share in any capacity? It can be related to the immersion, it can be related to like messages that you want to get out there, whatever it is.
What came in around the love comment for me was that equating to space, like space for whatever's coming forward. Truly truly like what is love? What does that mean, right? It's not just like, oh, love light and sparkle juice, which is awesome and amazing. But right, where's the space for like um love, really?
it's
Space, love, space.
what came up for me was I'm gonna sit with you in the dirt and the muck and the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna sit with you on a sunset at the beach. That's love.
Yeah.
I'm gonna love you in the good and the bad, right? There's no unsafe place to meet up.
And that unconditional love. Ooh, 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 ooh,
Mhm.
ah.
Uh-huh.
It could take you to so many very interesting places that you never even thought that it could. A Zoom call would be from the immersive experience would be amazing. Okay, we'll definitely keep that in mind.
Mhm.
That is love. Yeah, Susan, that is love. She's agreeing with us. Yeah, so it's like really easy to be in all the wonderful feels, but really where you find about the lessons of love. And I feel like this is so important for our generation where we are. It's not about labels, but everyone wants to go, the 4D, 3D, 4D, 5D, 8D, I can tell you one thing that connects them all, and it's right here. It's your heart center. And this heart center is so unbelievably deeper than anyone could ever that I ever anticipated. I don't know if that's what you ladies would agree with that. Um, and and it's just like this connects you to the past, connects you to the future, connects to what was, to what is, to what shall be. And all of this information can really allow you to morph in a way that's more tangible and more fluid. I think that's what we're seeing. There's like this quickening. There's this quickening to this awakening process in many ways. And I keep coming back to Maria's comment about awakened souls. And I think that even somebody who's been awakened, Jackie, 20 years. How long? How long? How long you been an awakened soul, my friend?
A what? A long time and not.
Right? For me, it's been like exactly like
Still
in
in.
spiritual space, I would say it's like understanding this space, being in this space. Jolene, you too. You're ahead of me a little bit, but like less than 5 years. But
Right.
your whole life, dibble dabble, you know, around the drain in so many different ways. Of course,
Right.
everything.
In different aspects, right? Yeah, we're
Yes,
spiritual beings,
of course.
um, awakened to this level, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah,
so
yeah, it's not that long.
yeah, and I mean just like mentors that we've met and how they're awakening to some new information, to some newness. And it's like really kind of getting like we can label it in so many different ways, but basically, you know, for an evolutionary process for us as a spiritually awakened souls even is to really shed and learn and bring into balance the polarity to find those shades of gray so that we don't define ourselves, live the patterns of, come into the consciousness of those things that we call the shadows that don't feel good, right? That don't feel so hot. But it's like to get there, my friends. Yeah, somewhere that you probably don't want to go on your own, and actually probably somewhere that you really can't go on your own. So that's what's really cool about what I love that we bring to the forefront is this whole idea of why would you go it alone when you don't have to?
Community is so key. Like, I don't think that any would be where we are, in the pillars of the new earth, those of us that created this. None of us would be here if it wasn't for community, if it wasn't for having other like-minded people alongside this journey with us, right? It is a key to growth, I feel. Huge key.
100%. And I feel if I wouldn't have had the community from the forefront, I don't even know if I could be. I mean, I am where I am, and I'm okay with that, and I'm not attached to it. But I'm looking back, and I feel so blessed to have fallen in community right away. But like Jolene and I, for instance, I just, like how do we know each other, right? So Jolene and I, we met in a what would be called a third eye group, and we used to practice reading
Our
each other.
gifts. Yeah, we would practice, yeah, reading each other, different
Mhm.
levels of gifting, yeah.
And others. There's a group of us. Trish was in that group as well. And it's like that definitely propelled each of us because, like I was saying, that's that real time mastery, right? The practice piece. And that's what I feel is really important to mention for the immersion. Because guess what? You think we're doing all the work? Like the little sly trick on the side is, y'all, you doing it too.
Mhm.
Probably a lot more than you know.
Well, I mean, it triggers that growth and that, discovery for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
And we talk about we practice and all that stuff, but at the same time, we also built relationships. And so that was such a key part because we all have different levels of healing and things that we need. And the truth is it's a beautiful thing to be part of a community and love each other and you
Yeah,
know
I
laugh.
agree. I love
Because we
that.
talk so much about healing and shadow work, but it's also fun to laugh because we
Oh
do
my
that.
God.
Mhm.
Yes. Laugh and sing and dance and be silly and
Yeah.
know me and yeah. All those little things. So let's see. Maria says, we know love as physical beings, but when you feel the love during a near-death experience, it is indescribable. However, we are here to recreate the ineffable love in heaven on earth. Amen, Maria. I love that. Oh, she's so powerful, that lady. You're so powerful. Oh, I love her. I can't wait to showcase her when we go live. Oh my goodness. And she's got the accent, right, Jackie? She's got the British down. Okay. I'm embarrassing myself now. Oh my gosh. Okay. And then I know that we're also planning on doing, of course, we're gonna have like all kinds of elements there. Some shamanistic elements, right, you guys? Artistic elements, fire ceremonies, cacao ceremonies. Oh, ladies, did you get that what I sent you today?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was really pretty. That was nice.
Yeah, I was
Mhm.
like, what? And it was just like made like it was just published like 9 hours ago. So I was like,
Yeah, you're
okay.
like, good timing, three, doo doo.
uh, because there's something about that cacao that really adds to those nutrients, Jackie. So I'm sorry, I'm taking an opportunity to put that out there.
Mhm.
So a cacao ceremony, which we did last time, which was just really nice. That was my first time that I had done a cacao ceremony. So, in fact, I think we might even be more ceremonial at this particular immersion than before. So, um, because I feel like ceremony is like because of community, kind of builds up what you were saying there, Jolene. Like
Yeah.
it it means more, right? It like the more hands on deck, so to speak. It's like in a little, I mean, the stronger the presence, right? The stronger the stability, the stronger the grounding, the stronger the foundation. So that seems to just be coming in a lot as we're going into the mountains, into the altitude, we're going it in the air, right? Um, but it's like getting you attuned to that level of that foundation and building up from there. Wow, that sounds really great. Wow. Okay. We like really sound very smart while we're on here. Did you guys know that? It's like these words just come, right?
I'll take your word for that one. Take your word.
No, it totally
Words, words, oh, words.
does. I swear, we're just real people like you, okay? I swear. um, we're just passionate about sharing it, right? So, remind me what Trisha's piece was, you guys. Do you remember? Since we've been talking about the three with the fourth element.
I don't fully remember because I know that we continually
I know.
morph and evolve our stuff that we're going to be teaching. So I don't want to speak for her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty
yeah.
brilliant, and we're all doing that, and I
Yeah.
think that that is a testament of where we are, and no matter where, when you come into this, what you're seeing, what you're hearing, I think that's a huge testament of where we are, you guys. Don't you feel with the energies of really this unconditional love is you have to really, okay, first of all, you don't have to do nothing. You get the opportunity to let your heart be open, to let it evolve. And this has been a really beautiful concept that I have loved playing with because as a former run around on the hustler playground, masculine energy, what you think I can't, let me show you kind of chick. Um, I just want to let you know that it's been really interesting and beautiful, and learning a lot of lessons about not wrapping your brain around the very first thing that comes in. Do you know what I'm talking about here? Like, at all? Is it making sense at all? Let me keep going. So, like, sometimes, you get all these insights and these little things fall in, but that doesn't mean it's all necessarily. You want to have a little time to regurgitate, right? To have those things that really land, if you will, and then that crosses over to take action, right? Before this process of really kind of awakening myself, I would have those ideas. I've always have insights, but I would just like really kind of jump on that first thing. I jump on the train, I jump in, I'm all in. Does that make any sense what I'm trying to say? Um, and it was coming from a place of like forcing rather than pulling. Does that make any, is that,
Mhm.
yeah. So,
Or forcing rather than following.
yeah, there you go.
Whatever- Yeah, whatever.
I'm gonna write that down. I like that. Forcing rather than following. Does anybody that's here with us today resonate with that? Forcing rather than following. Because I'm noticing it's really something that we all kind of, when we start to talk about it as women, as women, we start to notice, yeah, I feel that way too. Forcing rather than following. And this is not just about women. This is about the feminine concept. So men have it, of course, and in fact, they may even resonate with it even more. Maria saying, yeah, using discernment. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. If I could get a dime for as many times as I had to look up what discernment means, just being real, okay? That's literally being real here. Um, you know, I might have, like $10. But
All right, there you
yeah, and what that means. Yes, Susan's yes, yes. And so this is where that community piece comes in, don't you feel, Jolene, to really kind of, number one, know that you're not alone, to kind of identify, well, maybe this is kind of a collective wound. Maybe there's something here for me to kind of learn from and to assimilate, and when you see others modeling that behavior, this is what the intention is of the immersion. Um, that's that community piece that you were bringing up. Did we lose Jolene? I feel like we
I'm
did.
here. My
Oh,
dog just
gone.
keeps on barking at,
Oh
I don't know,
man,
cats outside and people walking by.
go.
we love
So
you,
I
puppy.
muted myself. But yeah, I mean, definitely. I think that, you know, having community is good because we have a mirror, right? We mirror things to each other. We see things, you know, we can't always see what's on the back of our head, but I come around, you and Trisha and Jackie, and you're like, hey, your tag is sticking out of your shirt or whatever,
Yeah,
Now that's a metaphor, but spiritually speaking, we do that for each other, and
yeah,
it helps us. Like it just being around you guys, I have learned so much about myself, right? Just by understanding my channeling and my empathy, and how sometimes I'm maybe not like you said, we're taking on stuff from other people that's not ours, and we think it's ours to heal. Or
yeah,
we're like, why am I feeling depressed? Well, you're not depressed. I don't have any reason to be depressed. I
Mhm.
walked down the street and there was someone depressed, and I'm taking on that and kind of transmuting it a bit, you know.
yeah,
but but when we talk it out with each other, when we discover more about ourselves and how we work, it helps us to be more discerning within ourselves on, okay, what is mine and what is not. Who am I? Like, who am I really? What's my essence? Like what we talked about earlier with the essence. um Yeah, I just think it's so important in discernment to have a measurement, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, and I know that's been something, and I love that. So no matter where people are, no matter where you're coming from, this is an inclusive event. And whether the process is being quickened for you or whether you've been around, you know, around the drain for a whole long time, I can tell you that this is going to be really special. And that's because it's happening, it's new, it's happening, it's new for you, it's new for your soul, and it's a coming together of these energies. And so we're going to wrap things up. We've gone over our time limit, lady. Sorry, we just kind of do that. Um, but I wanted to mention something and then we can have some final thoughts. My final thought is, as somebody that has, you know, I've actually, okay, I want to share something. I've never really held myself back from something that I wanted to do. So if you're having an obstacle, okay, I want to talk about this real quick. If you're having some sort of obstacle about coming, I want you to do two things, okay? I want you to do the immersion test tonight, okay? What that immersion test means, if you're watching this, whether today, tomorrow, next week, before April, okay, before April 19th, and you're watching this, you need to take the immersion test. And that means if you have any thoughts about the immersion before you fall asleep, you owe yourself. You owe yourself the opportunity to be open to seeing how you can make it come together. So I wanted to share that. Okay. I really want to share that miraculous energies are at hand. And, for those who are on path, for some of you, this is a challenge. From all of us, it's a challenge. I'm going to be real. For all of us, it's a challenge, right? But it's like at the same point in time, there is like the conviction and the confidence to step on the path. And then there's the conviction to make the choice to let it go around. And then there's that gray area. So if you're in that gray area, how you can identify a little bit more of maybe opening your heart. Maybe you need to talk about the obstacle. Let us know. We'd be happy to do that piece with you. Um, and we're not going to talk you into it because that's not what it's about. But I feel like that should be mentioned because 888 bucks is a lot of money to a lot of people. So I really wanted to kind of bring that up. And there's ways, to make it happen that you may not even known. And I just got to tell you, Spirit has this way of just making it happen, but you've got to take the action. Okay. So I wanted to mention that. Do you guys have any final thoughts as we're wrapping up here?
Yeah, I just feel if you have any stirring within you to join us, just reach out to one of us, Michelle or I, whoever you're connected to. Um, and yeah, like Michelle said, we have other options, but we never want like you to hold back what you really desire from happening without knowing all the possibilities. And actually, there's a lot. Yeah, like Michelle said, there's a faith aspect or a trust aspect sometimes when we do these things, even for ourselves, because we have to make the space to do it as well, right? Um, so let's all just do it together and allow flow to happen and see how the universe provides, right?
Right. Because it is sometimes it's like so many people will invest in others, but it seems so challenging to invest in yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. Seems very difficult. Okay, so what about you,
Like,
Miss?
okay, I just got
Yeah,
this
go.
vision when you said that. Okay. So like,
Oh my God, you guys, Jolie's on. What's up,
yeah,
Hi,
Jolie.
Jolie?
Jolie.
Um,
We miss you.
so I just got this vision of when you have your engine light on, you take your car to get looked at, right? You get it assessed. And if the cost is higher than what you can really afford, somehow you know it's going to work and you make it work. And I just feel like for some people, there's someone out there that this may be that for you, right? Um, this may be that important for you. So
Exactly.
truly go within and truly listen. Is your engine light coming on? You know,
Yeah, exactly.
like, is this something that spirit is really nudging you that you need to come to? Okay. So
And
that came to me when you were talking about that.
I love that. And Jackie, before we go to you, I would like to see this is what happens, you guys. This is what happens in community. So all I want to say, and we're going to pass it over, it's one phrase, Jackie. But if someone slashed one tire, what a bummer. Would you go out and slash the other three of your car? Okay, so if like you came out and it's like, oh man, it's like the bad news bears. It's like you keep having these obstacles, you can't see it, but it's like, would you slash the other tires or would you just fix the one? And I know that sounds a little ridiculous, but I gotta tell you, in a lot of ways, people slash their own tires every day. Oh, my daughter just said she slashed her own tires. All right. So, Jackie, what's your final thought here?
Yeah, final. Well, what was coming up as you two were naming this is I'll just speak for myself personally.
Yeah.
Every time something has like really called to me, it's been a pain in the ass in particular ways. A lot of shadow layers come up, a lot of blockage, obstacle stuff. I call them pain patterns sometimes. I can speak for myself personally when there's been this fierceness around, like, okay, I can't stop thinking about this thing, or it keeps kind of getting in my energy, getting in my space, getting in my field. I have had the experience when I take that leap, it's not always, it can be really rocky and really weird and really funky. And that's part of the journey. That's an entire layer of part of the process. It's like once you sign up, boom, there it begins, right? So that
Yeah.
even what gets wonky or weird or blocks, or, some people use the language resistance, however you want to language it. Um, yeah, I just feel like that's part of your healing process.
Yeah. Because boy, we could go there with just
Oh
getting.
yeah. I just wanted to speak to that because it's like spirit, there's ease, there's flow for some folks, and then others, they make that choice and it's like, whoa, I just got on a roller coaster. Let me hold on for a second and trust the ride.
Yeah. Because some people, that's where I was coming with the slashing of the tires, because
Yeah.
it's like, oh, there's a sign, not meant to go. Oh, my tire slashed. Damn it. Gonna slash the other ones, not meant to go. Forget
Right.
it.
So
And
yeah, it's play a little. If you can, like that thing about the amusement or the laughter, like if you can play with it a little, play with
yeah,
the plastic, I call it. Play with the plastic.
it was like plastic. I love that. Oh my God. My favorite thing. Why is it coming in? Because it is. It's just coming in. I used to love playing with the plastic, the bubble wrap in
Mhm.
particular. I mean, I just have to tell you, hours would translate with popping those little bubbles. Now they're not as much fun because they're like big ones and some, the big, like now they're like squares and stuff. But I just gotta say, bubble wrap, you should have just kind of left it like it was. It was very entertaining. Um, everything is always morphing. Well, Jolie, it's so awesome that you're on here. Jolie, you got to come join us again. We need the sun.
Oh, Joe, you know.
So, yeah, and if we have any of our past retreaters, formerly retreaters, ready to immersers, if you want to drop, anything about your experience, I mean, I just think it's really helpful to make anyone make a decision. We're all here to assist you. Um, and yeah, it's just like getting the chance to really listen, especially with all these energies. I just want to be real. We've been having a hard time just going live. We've been wanting to do it for quite some time. So we understand there's a lot of different energy. There's things finishing, there's things beginning, but it's just like for a lot of you, you just need to make a decision. You just need to make a decision. And, we can't wait for you to be there. We have 19 spots left. We can't wait for you to be sharing, um, potentially a lot like Jackie is today about how, it helped you step into something new, how it helped, and not just you, but how it reflected back to the community. And I think that's a really big piece that we're trying to bottle and trying to show, but it's just like we just want you to be a part of it so that you truly understand that essence, right? That essence. That's the word tonight, yo. All right. Well, we have loved this conversation. We're going to wrap it up. We look forward to any and other questions coming up. We're going to go live again soon. Please let us know anything that you would like us to chat about. And are you interested in potentially seeing, are you potentially, ladies, would you be down maybe like for some sort of like mini read? Like, I don't know. I think it might be kind of fun to kind of pop the top off and show what the power of the four can do. Um,
That'd be fun.
I
Mm-hmm.
think it would be pretty dope. And I know Trish would be down for that. So if you're interested in that, let us know. And gosh, I just had a really good idea. I'm gonna have to talk to you guys about that though. Whoa. And maybe we could yeah, I'm not gonna even mention that. We're gonna brainstorm on some other ways to be more inclusive. Um, and we look forward to bringing that to you soon. So thanks for being here with us. Ladies, I want to let you know that we have, 5 other people on with us. A couple people have made it known that they're here. People have come in and out. We feel so grateful to even have one moment of your time. And we purposely created this container just to really kind of show you a little bit more about what you could experience come April in Salt Lake City. I will drop the link in this chat and we're going to say adieu, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Thanks a lot. And thanks to you guys for being on here today. All right. So we're going to go ahead and disconnect, ladies, because that's really the only way I find to stop this transmission. No, we'll go back into the chat, I think. So hold on a second here. Okay, so look at, this is where we really stink, or I stink. Okay, this is all me, guys. All right, so let's see. How do I end this? Ma, I can't just end it because it really doesn't end.